Welcome to SolidFire, implementing storage policy-based management dynamically with SolidFire and PowerShell. Let's get started. First and foremost, we're going to want to take a look at the data stores that we have presented with SolidFire to our vSphere cluster. You'll see that we have 4, and they're associated in this cluster, matching the cluster name and numeric 1 through 4. Now we'll take a look to see what storage policies that we have already existing on the Virtual Center server. This is vSphere 6, so 2 policies by default exist. We'll then take a look at the volumes that are available on the SolidFire system that correspond with the data stores that we just pulled up. And let's take a look real quick at the properties of these. I have assigned attributes to each one of those policies based on the workload that is associated with it. So the first one, cluster 01-1, has a workload policy of standard. So we'll go over and we'll take a look, and we're going to download a function off of our GitHub repo, and we will load it. This is the new SPBM policy from Datastore. In fact, you need to download and load the entire module for the SPBM. And once you do that, you can pull up the data stores using the get datastore commandlet, pipe this into the new SPBM policy from Datastore, and tell it which attribute that's associated with the SolidFire volumes that you want to execute on. In this case, we use the attribute workload, where I have defined the workload characteristic for each of the volumes. This function will go through, it'll collect information for each volume, it'll collect the attribute and the QoS information, and it'll create SPBM policies for storage. Now we'll go and do a scan again, and you will see that we have a standard, performance, MongoDB, and OracleDB with associated QoS policies next to it. And when we go and look at one of the data stores that are a part of our vSphere environment, you can see that we've applied a tag called standard. That standard tag is directly related to the workload attribute that was a part of the volume on the SolidFire system. And when we go into the Virtual Center server and look at those policies, you can see that we have the standard, we have a performance, MongoDB, and OracleDB. Next, we can go back to PowerCLI and take a look at the attributes and the QoS properties that are associated with those volumes. We can see that we have standard, performance, MongoDB, and Oracle for attributes, and the QoS policies are each unique. That matches up with the storage policy naming. This allows consumers the opportunity to go in and deploy virtual machines and take advantage of those policies. They can do so by going in, creating a new virtual machine. They will provide it a name. They will select the cluster or the ESXi host that it will be deployed to. And at this point, they have an opportunity to choose the default storage policy for the virtual machine. In this case, I chose standard, and I'm shown the compatible and incompatible data stores that are associated in the cluster. Once complete, the stores will be provisioned on storage that meets their needs. What you've seen here is our ability to dynamically provision storage policies, create policies that represent the volumes, and leverage tags and attributes for granularity. All this with SolidFire PowerShell Tools, PowerCLI, all part of the PowerShell family. Thank you for watching.